Yay, I think I am live. It's always so hard to tell when this video goes live because it doesn't tell me and then suddenly it's like, you've been live for 6 seconds already. Oh, 2 seconds. Okay, so I've been live for 3 seconds. Yay, hello. Hi, Facebook. Hey, everybody out there. Hope you're having a great Sunday evening. I'm about to do 20 minutes of an ab workout for you. If you're watching this video as a replay, I suggest fast forwarding a little bit to get started, as I'm going to wait about another 90 seconds to actually start on time and give people a chance to find this workout video. For today's ab class, you're going to want something comfortable to lay on, maybe a towel or a yoga mat or a blanket, whatever you feel comfortable sitting on and laying down on so your spine has some nice cushion underneath it. And at some point, we are also going to put something between our knees to squeeze our inner thighs together. I'm going to use a yoga block today, but you could just as easily use a pillow. So now would be a great time to run and grab pillow or yoga block or whatever you feel comfortable using. You might also want a bottle of water. And after this 20-minute video, I'll be teaching a 60-minute yoga flow class. So if you're watching this as a replay, you can also find that on my timeline along with a lot of other live classes. And if you're doing this ab class, you can also stay tuned after this and join me for some yoga. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Ab time. Yay. Okay, we're going to start by coming onto our backs and have that thing to squeeze between your knees close by. So on your backs, you're going to bring your feet to the ground, point your knees to the ceiling, bring your arms along your sides, and a few times we're just going to roll through bridge poses. If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm addicted to these bridge rolls. So inhale, you're going to lift your hips towards the sky, reach your arms overhead, biceps by ears. Make sure your pubic bone is higher than your hip bones. Reach your knees away from your chest. And then roll down through your spine. Arms will replace along your sides. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, lifting hips, reaching arms up and over. Exhale, rolling down. So it's really important to warm up our body and our core. Keep going. Before we really start to get into some of those more core strengtheners. So these are great warm-ups for the back as well as for your glutes, hamstrings, also to open up through the quads and to really engage those deeper abdominal muscles to make sure your pubic bone reaches towards the sky higher than the hip bones. Go ahead and take one more, reaching the hips all the way up. Keep the hips up this time. Bring your arms along your sides. Broaden your collarbones. Press your triceps into the ground. Press your feet firmly into the floor. Double check pubic bone higher than hip bones. Without moving your feet, think of dragging heels towards your shoulders. Really stretch your knees away from your chest. Take a big breath in. Stay for your breath out. Keep your hips lifted and walk your hands together on the mat underneath your hips. Palms will stay face down and you'll bring your thumbs to touch. And then lower your hips onto the back of your hands. And then draw your knees into your chest so the hips are still in the back of the hands and extend your feet towards the sky. Take a big breath in to reach the toes up and stay for your breath out. Inhale, you're going to stretch the legs towards the floor a little or a lot. And then exhale, return them back to center, toes pointing towards the sky. Inhale, lower the legs, squeeze them together. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. Yep, we're jumping right into it. So here we go. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Extend through the legs, so keep them as straight as you can. If you need to bend them, that is okay too. Think of pressing your lower back down towards the floor, hollowing your belly, like you're scooping out your belly button as it pushes down to your spine. Inner thighs are squeezing together. If this feels challenging to keep the legs together, put a pillow between the inner thighs or the knees to make sure that you really have to squeeze them together. Take a couple more. Warming up and breathing fully. And the next time your legs are lowered, a little or a lot, hold it. And we're going to scissor the legs back and forth. So open, crisscross, open, cross the other way. Keep going, slower, fast. Doing scissors with the leg, back and forth. Really thinking of a slight tuck of the tailbone. So making sure you're not arching in your lower back, staying soft in the face, the neck, and the shoulders. Really lengthening through your inner thighs, lengthening through your big toes, stretching from head to toe, like someone's pulling your ankles away from you. We're still scissoring, couple more breaths. We're only doing 20 minutes of abs. So good for us. Okay, go ahead and bring the legs together and lift them back up to the sky. Bend your knees into your chest, remove your hands from under your hips. Take a moment, just roll side to side across your lower back. Let your breath slow down. Okay, arms will come to your sides like a T. If you don't have quite the room, turn them into a cactus shape. For those of you who don't live in Tucson, that's like goalpost arms. Okay, knees will be bent into the chest. Hips are going to stay on the ground. Drop your knees to the left, but don't let them touch the floor. Hover them just a few inches off the ground. As your knees drop to the left, pull your belly really strongly to the right. Flex your feet. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Pull your belly to the right even more so that it returns you back to center. Breathe in. And then exhale, drop your knees the opposite direction. Knees will drop to the right. And you're going to pull, twisting your belly towards the left. Shoulders stay soft. If you feel like your shoulders are lifting up, don't take your knees so far to the side. Belly pulls you more to the left to return to center. We'll move through this a bit faster. So inhale, legs to the left. Exhale, return to center. Inhale to the right. Exhale to center. Inhale left. Exhale center. Inhale. Exhale. Really find the twist of the belly away from the knees. Keep going. Find the softness in the shoulders. Make your legs a super leg. Squeeze them together. And if this is easy for you, you could always do this with straight legs. But making sure that if your legs are straight, you're kicking them to the side. It's really easy to kick them down towards the bottom diagonal. And you want to kick your feet up towards your palms almost. Good. Take one more towards the right, so you're ending equally right and left, and then return back to center. Extend your legs up towards the sky. Open your feet wide, side to side, so like a straddle with the legs. Extend your arms towards the ceiling, palms face one another. Take a breath in. Exhale, curl up the upper body, reach your hands through the inner thighs. Keep the tailbone soft, right? So you're not tucking the tailbone under, it's staying neutral. The legs aren't moving and you're just bowing up with the chest. Lower back down with the upper body. Fingers still reach to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, curl up, bow with the chest, and lower back down, rolling through the upper spine. Inhale, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Imagine you're holding a giant beach ball made of very thin glass, and you don't want to break it. So you kind of have the arms wide, the shoulders soft. You're holding it very delicately as you lift and as you lower. Keeping that tailbone neutral, resisting the urge to tuck it under as you lift up. One more. Lower the torso back down, arms by sides, close the legs, and set them down beside you, or under your hips. We're going to keep that glass ball action going. So feet on the floor, knees point towards the ceiling, knees are bent. Let your spine be flat on the ground. And then inhale, reach your hands up, palms face one another. Big breath in, hold that imaginary beach ball. Exhale, curl up, bowing just with your upper body. You're going to reach past your thighs, past your knees. Great. Then hold that ball and twist towards your left. Yay. Return back to center. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, it's like you're trying to push the ball past the left knee. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Try and take the ball past the right outer knee. Return back to center. Keep going like this. Really trying to feel through your upper abdominals. So if you don't feel anything in your upper abs, you might need to bow up just a little bit more and relax your quads as much as you can. You can even grab them and kind of jiggle them out like, hey, I don't need you to be working right now. And you can even bring your hands to your upper abdominals Say, hey, I want you to be working right now. Please, thank you. Using your breath, we're still going side to side. Good, a couple more. So important to have a strong core for many reasons. If you're like, what are those reasons? Feel free to message me and I can send you a wonderfully long list of reasons to have a strong core. Okay, take one more to the right. Return to center and lower back down with your torso. Take an inhale and exhale, just rest. Wonderful. All right, so still moving on. Let your back be flat on the floor. Lift your knees so they're above your hips and lift your feet as high as your knees, making a right angle at the back of your knees. Squeeze your legs together. Reach your hands to the ceiling, palms face each other. Take an inhale. With your exhale, lower your belly towards your spine. Visualize your spine getting longer. We'll do that one more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, belly hollows, spine lengthens. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, tap your left toes to the floor. Don't put any weight in the foot and return it back to center. Inhale, right leg taps. Exhale, return it back to center. Keep alternating like this, left and right, super slow. As you do this, you're trying to let nothing else move. So only the leg bone is moving. None of the bones of the hips or the pelvis are shifting or moving. All of that is working to stabilize you. You're using those deeper abdominal muscles to stabilize the pelvis in stillness while learning how to move your leg bone independently. It's just a little tap with the toe tips. There's going to remain a bend in the back of that knee. Now you could stay right here working on this stabilization, or you can add in an alternating arm. So as your right toe taps, reach your left arm back, bicep by ear, return to center. Left toe taps and right arm reaches up, bicep by ear, return to center. Breathing in, out to return. Breathing in to reach, exhale to return. Inhale, exhale. Really press the entirety of your spine down to the floor and get fierce with your exhales. That powerful exhale can really help you recruit from some of those deeper abdominal muscles. And these ab workouts aren't really about how your abs look. We're looking to create stability and safety and support for your spine. And so you want to always be recruiting from those deeper core muscles, not just the six-pack superficial muscles. Couple more. Great, hold it at center. So arms up, knees up, but nothing moving. Take a breath in. Exhale, curl up just the upper body. Neutralize the pelvis, so untuck the tailbone if you felt the tailbone tucked towards the knees. Hollow the lower belly and bow your chest up. Now, if you feel a little bit of shaking, that is okay. Shaking is a good thing. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're recruiting from some of those deeper muscles we just talked about. Soften the shoulders. Curl up a little bit higher. Squeeze your legs together. Breathe fully. Collarbones are long. Shoulders are soft. Curl up a little bit higher. For 3, 2, lower it down. Shake your head no if it's created any tension. And no, you can always leave your upper body down if that's feeling too tense. We're going to do that 2 more times. Whew. Okay, knees up, feet up, arms to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, curl up the upper body. Knees right above hips. Find a little shakes. Imagine holding that giant beach ball. So the arms, you got a slight bend on the elbows. The arms are slightly wide so the shoulders can stay broad. The chest can stay open. The throat can stay soft. Curl it up, curl it up. Big breath in for 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Isn't it great? We've got one more of those to do. Yay! Okay, no time like the present. Third time, here we go. Knees up, arms reach to the sky, palms face each other. Breathe in. Exhale, curl up. Hollow the belly, so soften it down towards the spine. Curl up through the spine, rounding your back. And for today's variation, think of pushing your lower back into the floor to curl up a little bit higher. Breathe in for 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good. Take another full inhale and another full exhale. Great. And then you're going to roll onto either side and slowly come up to a seated position. We've only got 6 more minutes of abs to go, or even 5 it looks like. So stay with me. You don't have too much longer. Okay, you're going to take that pillow or yoga block that I mentioned, something to squeeze between your inner thighs. And if you don't have anything, don't worry about it. Just omit it. It won't make or break this. We're going to come into a tabletop position, hands and knees. I'm going to have you take the block or the pillow and put it between your inner thighs. So you're squeezing your inner thighs together. Good. From here, you're going to plant the palms down and really kind of drill your arms into the floor. So find external rotation. You'll feel the chest reach forward and the shoulders reach back towards your hips. Fingers are spread wide. Now you could stay right here or add on by tucking the toes under, flexing the feet, lift the knees, and hover them about 3 inches off of the ground. To get out of your shoulders and to get more into your abs, draw your hands and your knees towards one another fiercely. So it's like you're trying to get your knees to touch your forearms, but you're not actually moving. Press the floor away from you. Feel how that puffs up your back a little bit, but reach the heart forward. So instead of a rounded back, you're looking for wide shoulders and broad chest while you push your arms down. Keep squeezing that block between your knees, a pillow between your thighs, whatever it is. We're here for 5, knees towards forearms. 4, breathe. 3, you've got this, push the floor away and drop it down, knees go down to the floor. Good, sit back, get off those wrists for a second. Go ahead and roll them out. Maybe a shoulder roll or 2. Okay, we're going to come back to that same pose, but we're going to take the block or the pillow out from between your legs. We'll come back into a tabletop position. If this is bothering your wrist, by all means, feel free to go onto fists or onto forearms. So in tabletop, tuck your toes under. Let's make a super leg. Squeeze the ankles and knees to touch, and then lift your knees a few inches off the ground. Okay, so you could stay here, take the first variation, maybe even put a block between them, or you can add on by tapping right knee towards right forearm and setting it back to table. Left knee to left forearm, setting it back to table. Now here's the catch. You don't want to shift your hips. You don't want to move your spine. This is about quality, not about speed or quantity. Kind of like when we were laying on the back, we were trying not to move anything, but just tap our toes to the floor, that dead bug one we did. This is the same idea. So nothing moves, no shifting side to side, or at least you're attempting to not move. And you're just drawing the knee forward to the forearm, maybe even to the elbow. Keep reaching that chest forward. Good, keep breathing. Keep pushing the floor away. Broaden your shoulders. Good, we've got it for 3. For 2, make yourself equal left to right. For 1, drop it down. Go ahead and roll out those shoulders again. Since we're getting into the shoulders a bit today, as well as into the core. Okay, last thing, or last kind of 2 things we're going to do are going to be on our back again. So go ahead and lay on down. We'll get off those wrists. You're going to extend your feet up towards the ceiling and bring your arms along your sides. Got to find the right spot on the yoga mat here. Okay, feet up, arms along sides. And the next thing you're going to do is with an exhale, draw your toes towards the crown of your head. Legs will stay straight. So your hips lift off the ground a couple inches. Hollow your belly. Open your legs wide to a V. Lower your hips down, sweeping your legs out to the side, making a big circle. The legs are going to reach towards the ground. Legs will come to touch each other. And then return back to your starting point. So we're making big circles with the legs in an outward spiral. Breathe in. Exhale. Legs towards the crown of your head. Open wide. They open away from each other. Roll the hips back to the floor. Legs reach away from your face, come to touch, and then return to center. Just like that, a couple more times. Fast or slow, your choice. Try to lengthen your legs like someone's pulling your ankles away. Try to keep the upper body soft and really feel this rolling through the lower back as the hips lift and as they lower. So it's trying to be a smooth kind of undulation up and down versus a clunk up and down. Looking for strength versus momentum, even if that means you don't move as far. It's okay. Okay, this time when you get to center, hold it there. We'll reverse direction. So do a leg lower, feet together, lower the legs away from you, open to the sides, then draw them towards you, lift the hips off the ground, bring the legs to touch over the crown of your head, lower the hips, return to starting. Just like that. Inhale, lower the legs. Exhale, wide, bring them toward you. Close them and return to starting. Add your breath, making these big circles. Think of broadening the collarbones, pressing triceps towards the ground. Even press the back of your ribs down into the floor. Soften that jaw. Take one more. Okay, return to center. Let the legs fall down, feet to the ground. Shake out your hips a little bit, shake out your shoulders a little bit. And then flip over onto your belly and come into a Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath shoulders, heart reaching forward. Do a little stretch for the abdomen. Push your pubic bone down into the mat. Think of lifting the hip bones up and then really reach your chest forward. All right, thanks for joining me for 20 minutes of abs. I'm going to do a yoga flow next in about 10 minutes from now. Hope to see you on there. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening.